and like
it's like you're trying to cause yourself some sort of damage.
You know what? After a while, I just started like it's gonna happen. I just have to just brave through it and deal with it. And never did. I've always been scared of that kind of shit, and it's because I have legitimate reasons though. Like I don't know. Like scary shit always scares me. Like anything that I can't control scares me. It's like that's why I don't like ghosts, because ghosts are like, hey, we're ghosts. You can't hit us, but you can't also see us, and we're sometimes doing bullshit. And we're throwing stuff on the ground. What are you going to do about it? And I'm like, well, I'm going to cry and run away. Like, what am I supposed to do? Am I just going to tell you to stop? I mean, you're a fucking ghost. What are you going to listen to me for? And so it's like, that scares me. Like, if I can't physically harm it, at this point, I'm older. So my intention is, like, if there's something out there, I need to attack it.
Oh, what do you think? You, like, refused to spend the night at my house for, like, 2 weeks because I told you that, one night when I was trying to go to bed that, one of my grandma's music boxes started playing.
Does that sound normal?
My grandmother.
Does that sound normal to you?
My grandmother passed away about it.
Can
I talk? My grandmother passed away about a year ago. I have some of her music boxes. And one night when I'm sleeping, I'm starting to doze off. One of them starts playing. And these are really old music boxes. So like sometimes when you wind them up and they play the music, sometimes they don't fully unwind. So sometimes because they're really old, sometimes they'll like, and I live right by the Amtrak train tracks.
Like just ancient pieces of metal that kind of settle and shit over time.
Slowly,
yeah. And I live right by I live right by the Amtrak train tracks. So when Amtrak goes by, sometimes it'll shake the house a little bit. It shook the house a little bit, and it loosened the coil on one of the music boxes, and it started playing again, and it finished up playing. And to me, I'm just like, oh, this just grandma's music box, go back to sleep. I tell him about it, he fucking loses his shit.
No,
first of all,
you give me all this shit about like, oh, but like I could, like there are moments where like I can feel that their presence is.
Yeah, it's like, haven't you ever had that feeling you can feel something
like,
looking at you?
It's like, oh yeah, if sometimes if I was staring off in space, it's because I just.
It's like you can, yeah.
Sometimes I think there's something watching me. I'm just kind of looking at it. I'm like, that's not normal. Like I get this paranoia around her now because like she'll be like sometimes if I'm sitting there and I'm like watching something, I look at her and she's just kind of like just glaring at nothing. I'm like, what's in my house? What are you looking at? And she's like, nothing. I was just like zoning out. I was like, no. You don't zone out. You like look at a ghost. And she's like, no, there's nothing in your house. I'm like, there's a fucking ghost here. And now you're like alerting me of it. And now I can't sleep here. And like, and she would tell me
he's paranoid. He's paranoid.
Because I can't do anything to this. Like you could tell me, oh yeah, like oh there's something that's been following me around, and it just just follows me. It doesn't do anything. It just follows me. Like, what am I supposed to do?
I'm sorry. I can't be the only person on the planet where it's like, something's there. You might not be able to see it, but you know it's there.
I don't live a life like that.
It's a woman thing.
You know it's there.
It really is.
It's
every woman I know believes in like ghosts and possession and all this crazy type of stuff.
Well, it's like it's a woman's intuition. It's like we're more in tune with that shit.
Okay.
It's true.
I guess.
It's true.
Which is.
I don't know about it in tune because that comes with the assumption that it has any sort of existence at all.
Well, no, it's just women's intuition. Like, when my niece was a lot younger and I used to watch her all the time, I would hear her cry before she would cry.
Wait, what?
I would hear her cry before she would cry. It's like when she'd be taking her nap, I would hear her wake up from her nap and I'd go in there and she'd be waking up when I go in. Like she wasn't awake. It's women's intuition. You just know.
That's weird.
There's also just strange psychological things with the way that our brains work where our memory is often really inaccurate to just sequences of events. Like you can have something and you can actually remember it differently. Where like at the time like you didn't really like you can have type of thing where like you didn't really hear her cry, but you'll remember hearing her cry immediately before she actually started crying, even though that's not what your memory was beforehand. Like I found out there's this crazy thing where our brains can't process the visual information that our eyes give us when we actually move them. So basically what your brain does is it takes whatever you look at afterwards and it replaces your memory of the time where your eyes moved with whatever you looked at afterwards. So if you look at a clock, the first time the second hand moves takes longer than any of the other movements because essentially your
You're
memory,
still processing
like
it.
essentially your memory of the first second is like being buffered. So it's this bizarre shit. Like our memory is so fucking weird that
Well,
that
I
that can explain so many of these
I think
strange
it's also,
things that
it's
don't
just,
make sense.
It's like a maternal instinct type thing, or just like women's intuition would be the best way to think of it. It's the same way like when a newborn baby's crying, the dad doesn't know what the fuck to do, but the mom's like, he just needs his diaper change. It's stuff like that.
There's a difference between instinct and these sort of bizarre psychic I see the future that you were at a minute ago.
I see the fucking future. I'm just saying.
That's exactly what you said.
No, it's just like
I just don't fuck around with that shit. I don't fuck around with the supernatural, the spiritual. I don't, because it's like, look, it's not that I don't believe in it. It's I don't want to be a part of something I can't like.
But I've specifically noticed that, like I've seen so many women that believe in like either possession or ghosts or some sort of supernatural thing,
which is
and
fine.
that's it seems to be really one-sided.
I think it's because men want to fight. Men want to fight that stuff. Like if a guy goes like, oh, if I'm possessed, I'm gonna fight it. It's like, yeah, I would too. Like if some ghost is like, hey, I'm gonna take over your body. Hey, guess what? I'm gonna have to fucking fist fight you for it.
And my thing is, I'm about to get real Catholic real quick. I need a young priest and an old priest.
I'm about to get Catholic real quick around here.
I need really Catholic really quick. It's like I need to start going to
But like
church.
my mom would have all these stories about like how she would walk in one of our bedrooms and there'd be like a man in a top hat standing over us, or like sometimes like they came into the room and
What the fuck?
Yeah.
No. Like that's the kind of shit that
like
I don't
she was
fuck
convinced
around
that
with.
there was various old antiques in the house that had ghosts attached to them. Basically, it was like it's so fucking annoying to listen to.
I can't do that kind
Like
of
I
shit.
never bought it.
I cannot do that kind of shit, because if someone tells me, someone walks into my house and they go like, oh yeah, you have very good spiritual aura, there are a lot of living spirits in here. I'm like, first of all, we got two things going on here. One, we're gonna burn this fucking house down. And I'm gonna tell you, it's hard to be a fucking spirit haunting a place when there's nothing to fucking haunt. Two, I'm not gonna fucking live here no more. No one's gonna fucking live here. I'm gonna fucking burn this place down, bury it as far as I fucking can, just dig a hole as far as I fucking can, and these ghosts are just gonna look like idiots, because they're gonna be haunting nothing, and they're gonna look like fucking douchebags. And people are gonna walk by that have premonition and shit. They're gonna look at, why is there a man standing over a giant hole with a top hat on? He's a fucking idiot. And that's what I'm gonna look at those ghosts and go, ha, you're a fucking idiot now. I win.
Why are you trolling my childhood ghost?
Because I don't like that kind of shit. If I walked into a room and there's like a man, like you said, your mom sees like a man in a top hat, why would your first thing be like, oh, okay, it's just a ghost? My first thing, get the fuck away from my kid, you fucking weirdo with the top hat! And I just start throwing shit at him.
And that's the weird thing is like whenever she has stories like that, like there's no like sequence to it. It's just like this happened, and then like there's no lead up to it, and there's no outro to it, which makes me think that she had a dream and then she thought it was real afterwards. Basically,
Yeah,
I just assumed that she dreamed this, and that's why none of it makes sense. Because there's no context for it. It's just like she just talks about what she saw, and there's no context to like why she was there, how she reacted to it. It's like, no, it's just the fact that she saw it. That's the whole story. So like it had to have been a dream. Like whenever she has stories like that.
God, I cannot do that shit. I just can't do, like, I'm the kind of person that, like, I walk into a bathroom that's dark, and I close my eyes, turn the lights on, and then I kind of, like, turn sideways to the mirror to do a double vision thing where I see there's nothing behind me and nothing in front of me. Because I don't like to walk into a bathroom where there's a mirror, because I turn on the lights and there's something behind me. And that's when I don't like that kind of shit. And so I'm always convinced that if I stand sideways and turn on the lights, there can't be anything behind me and there can't be anything next to me, because I can see both sides at the same time. I'm like, oh, I win. I win the fear game you were trying to play, whatever is trying to haunt me or kill me, because you can't be in two places at once, because I can see both places, and now you're not scaring me. Now I'm gonna look at you and be like, you're an idiot. I'm gonna be like, oh, there's something on my side. You're a fucking idiot. And then I walk out, and then I'm like, I win. There's Andrew victory today. And I just never go back in the bathroom again, and I just go pee outside for the rest of my life. But I mean, the victory is there. Like, I won. I wasn't scared. I just will never go into the premises.